Good morning and welcome. You're watching the morning news on CNN News 18 and I am Shilpa Ratna. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to inaugurate the 296-kilometer long Bundelkhand Expressway today. It's built at a cost of rupees 14,850 crore rupees. This expressway comprises of 4 railway overbridges, 14 major bridges across 8 rivers, 293 minor bridges and 224 underpasses. This 4-lane expressway will pass through 7 Uttar Pradesh districts. The foundation stone for this expressway was laid by Prime Minister Modi himself in 2020 and the project was completed in a span of 28 months.
If you start from Delhi, take the Yamuna Expressway to Agra and then the Agra-Lucknow Expressway. This is the point. If you travel about 300 kilometers from Delhi, where you hit this interchange from where the new Bundelkhand Expressway starts. This project is being inaugurated by the Prime Minister on July the 16th. The 296-kilometer long expressway is special in many aspects, especially because it's going to connect 7 districts of Bundelkhand, considered the most poorest and the backward regions of the state. What does Uttar Pradesh achieve by building this new expressway to Bundelkhand? We will travel on this expressway, speak to locals and try and find out how key this expressway will be to the industrial development and for the social development of the region of Bundelkhand. When we speak of expressways, we speak of expressways from Lucknow to Delhi, connectivity, a Bundelkhand Expressway. How do you think that is significant in this aspect right now?
This is an expressway which has been made in record time. The Honorable Prime Minister laid the foundation stone on the 29th of February 2020, leap year, and we have leaped forward and we have been able to construct this road in around 28-29 months and that again is an achievement.
With UP building a record number of expressways, a big concern in the expressway projects is also the safety of the project, ensuring that there are less accidents and vehicles traveling at high speed don't collide or don't overturn, which has been one of the cases we have seen in many other expressway projects. Now in the Bundelkhand Expressway project, safety seems to be paramount. Some additional security features have been added. We can see here there are crash beams on both sides of the middle median. So this means that cars basically can't overturn from one side of the median to the other side.
हम लोगों का जो बिजनेस है, जैसे हमारा ढाबा है राम जानकी, लोग बढ़ेंगे, साइड मतलब जल्दी आएंगे और लोग सीधा यहाँ पे टर्निंग पॉइंट है, सीधा हमारे होटल पे ही है, उतरने का सर्विस रोड है जो, तो लोग आएंगे, बढ़ेंगे, हम लोग का बिजनेस बढ़ेगा, रोजगार बढ़ेगा,
बहुत विकास होगा। हम लोग अपना माल भी और कहीं ले जाके बेच सकते हैं इससे।
सड़क का बनने से सर एक तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो चीज इसमें फायदा होगा टूरिज्म में।
Travel about 120 kilometers from the Agra-Lucknow Expressway from the turn from where the Bundelkhand Expressway starts, and here you come. This is Jalan district. We have another 173 kilometers to go in our journey towards Chitrakoot. But Jalan is the district where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be arriving on July the 16th to inaugurate this expressway. A huge tent has been set up. A huge public meeting will happen a bit far from here where the Prime Minister will be addressing the people. This is Aman Sharma reporting with Arpit from Jalan for CNN News 18.
All right, so that expressway is going to be our focus this morning and we're joined by our colleagues Aman Sharma, who's joining us from Bundelkhand, and Pranshu Mishra, who's joining us from Jalan, which is on the way of that expressway. I'm coming across to you first, Aman. A very good morning to you. We saw that sneak peek you gave us about that expressway. I think you were one of the few who got to go on it even before it was inaugurated. What was the most striking feature about it for you and what sets it apart from our other expressways we have across the country, some of them very fantastic?
Shilpa, I think the major point in this expressway, it's not just that it's a 296-kilometer expressway. It's also very important on the region where it is going. You know, these 7 districts of Bundelkhand are perhaps the most, the poorest, the socially backward districts in the country. So an expressway, a 4-lane expressway going into these districts means a lot for connectivity, means a lot for socio-economic development of these districts. And as such, Uttar Pradesh has been very high on building expressways. With today's expressway being inaugurated by the Prime Minister, the Bundelkhand Expressway, UP will now have a network of 6 operational expressways totaling about 1200 plus kilometers. And 7 more expressways are under construction in Uttar Pradesh, which will total about 1900 more kilometers. So, by 2025 or 2026, UP will be the first state in the country with a network of 13 expressways of nearly 3200 kilometers. So, essentially, the idea here seems to be that, the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has this vision, what the officials told us, that since Uttar Pradesh is a big state, the state needs to be network expressways, various regions which are far off need to be integrated with the central mainframe of the state. So earlier we saw the Prime Minister inaugurating the Purvanchal Expressway last year, with which East Uttar Pradesh got integrated with the mainframe of the state. Now you see the Bundelkhand Expressway being inaugurated by the Prime Minister today. And mind you, this expressway has been built within 28 months of the Prime Minister laying the foundation stone. So a record of sorts even in building this expressway. And Shilpa, the third expressway, which will be whose foundation stone the PM had laid earlier this year, is the Ganga Expressway from Meerut to Prayagraj. So a big network of expressways being built, and specialty also, I think, about the Bundelkhand Expressway, that it links into the Agra-Lucknow Expressway. So if you want to go to Chitrakoot, for example, you can start from Yamuna Expressway in Delhi, take the Agra-Lucknow Expressway and straight away climb onto the Bundelkhand Expressway. To Chitrakoot, you can reach within 6 to 7 hours, which was, unfathomable maybe a few years ago, Shilpa.
That is just fantastic, ease of travel for everybody. And also, I want to highlight the fact that, especially in the Bundelkhand Highway, there are about 7 backward districts that will be connected now, such as Mirzapur, Sonbhadra, Chandrauli, Jhansi, Chitrakoot, Lalitpur. I'm coming across to Pranshu Mishra for this. Pranshu, you cover the region extensively. Tell me the kind of boost that these districts are expected to get by the building of this expressway, and also what is the sentiment of the people? Is this expressway a pride point for them?
Well, this expressway is important on several counts. One, to adding to what Aman was says, talking about how this expressway will can bring in economic transformation of this region. Bundelkhand region has often been seen as one of the most deprived region, the region which has been struck by drought, which has seen large-scale migration of people to other states for job opportunities, and therefore Bundelkhand Expressway is going to be probably a new lifeline for this region. But an important point, Shilpan, it is also a bit of a humorous tone is that this is the first expressway about which I think there will be no political controversy, because this is a project which was totally conceived, decided upon during the BJP government, planned, executed, and now it's going to be, operational within the BJP government. You remember last year when Purvanchal Expressway, the longest one, 349 kilometers long Purvanchal Expressway, was dedicated to the people by Prime Minister, none other than Prime Minister. A political controversy has broken out with Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party chief, saying that, this is our project. It was during our regime when the Prime Minister has actually laid the foundation stone. But in case of Bundelkhand Expressway, there is clearly going to be no such, political controversy. It is an idea that was conceived during BJP government, which has been executed during the BJP government. That too, as Aman was saying, in the record period of just 28 months. Yes, there's also the other side that, Uttar Pradesh is fast becoming a state with the maximum number of expressways. And I think over the period of past 10 years, so you start from Mayawati's regime in 2007 to 2012, there was this Yamuna Expressway which came into existence. During Akhilesh's regime, this Lucknow-Agra Expressway came into the existence. During Yogi Adityanath's previous regime, it was the Purvanchal Expressway which was executed, and now in his second tenure, it is the Bundelkhand Expressway, and of course the Ganga Expressway will also be inaugurated, most likely during Yogi Adityanath's tenure. So the idea is that Yogi government's idea, or the government's idea to bring in a $1 trillion economy status to Uttar Pradesh, that is only possible if you have a strong connectivity of roads which can actually help you in faster transportation, in enhancing the tourist sector. Maybe places like Chitrakoot could be, get a new image on the tourist map. So I think in that sense, Bundelkhand Expressway is a big project, and it is clearly also going to bring in a lot of credibility, appreciation for the ruling government, for the ruling party, as far as this Bundelkhand region is concerned, and therefore Prime Minister's visits becomes important. This is a time when immediate politics is not around the corner. So when Purvanchal Expressway was being inaugurated, we would have said that, UP Assembly elections were around the corner. But this time around, there is no elections around the corner. But I think this will be a strong message of what BJP says, that double engine ki sarkar growth phenomena and the focus on development. And that's the reason why Prime Minister himself is coming here to inaugurate the project, dedicate the project, the foundation stone of which he has laid in February 2020.
Well, yes, indeed, Pranshu and Aman, you've been bringing us those details, but I'm just going to recap them for our viewers. Now, request you stay with us while we put out those facts. Now, this is all that you need to know about the Bundelkhand Expressway. It connects Chitrakoot with Lucknow. Agra E-way near Etawah completed in a record 28 months, 8 months before time. It's 296 kilometers long. It's built at a cost of rupees 14,850 crore rupees. It will cover 7 districts. It starts off as 4-lane expressway and can be expanded to 6 lanes as well. All right, now we're going back to our reporters, Pranshu and Aman. Aman, I want to ask you, you've been covering this expressway and you've been focusing on it. So perhaps you have an idea about the kind of money that went into it, because about 15,000 crores, rupees 15,000 crores was spent on it. But there are also reports that about rupees 1,000 crore was saved by making it e-tenders. Can you also tell me other features like these that perhaps helped in making this both cost-effective and, of course, efficient, and it is vital to UP's Defence Corridor project, as we were talking about?
Yes, Shilpa. So the cost of the project is around 15,000 crores. We interviewed the CEO of UP Expressways Authority a couple of days back now. And what he told us was that estimate of the project, when the tendering was done, they could save nearly 11% of the cost. The saving has been to the tune of almost 1,200 crore rupees in this project, in building it. There are multiple reasons for it, Shilpa. One is that not only the project has been built in a record time, in a fast manner, the other is also that the land acquisition of this project was very, very quick. Now, what is the main bane in big expressway project is land acquisition becomes a problem, because you're generally going through rural land, agricultural land. There is some resistance, but in this case, what Mr. Awasthi told us, the entire land was acquired within a period of 6 months. Farmers willingly gave up their land. In fact, UP has a very transparent land acquisition policy where they pay 4 times the cost of the land to the farmer straightaway into his bank account. So that makes the land acquisition very quick, and that also makes the construction quicker. When you travel on this expressway, Shilpa, I went to multiple villages on the way in Jalan, in Chitrakoot. The common sentiment there amongst the people is that चलिए किसी CM ने बुंदेलखंड के बारे में भी सोचा. This I get to hear a lot, that all CMs have thought about Agra, about Lucknow, about Noida, but one CM finally has thought that Bundelkhand connectivity is also important. So that gives a lot of pride in the region that an expressway has been built and connectivity will be fast. I had farmers telling me that we can now take our agricultural produce right up to Delhi to sell it, because earlier there was no connectivity, there was no fast road where we could take our products, but now it is possible. Bundelkhand is also a region where tourism opportunities can be expanded in a big way. Tourists also go to Chitrakoot in a big manner. There's an airport coming up in Chitrakoot. So the PM had also laid the foundation stone of the Chitrakoot airport. So in a way, the whole region's development, socio-economic development, as well as the connectivity improves with this project. Also, this project, Shilpa, what I saw while traveling on the road, the safety aspect has been kept paramount. So, what is another bane in expressways is that because it's high speed, 100, 120 kilometers per hour, there are a lot of accidents. We see that on the Jamuna Expressway a lot during the winters. In this expressway, they have ensured that, the median has crash beams on both sides, so that there are no, head-on collisions and one vehicle jumping the one side of the carriageway to the other. There are night reflectors, light reflectors. The road, Mr. Awasthi told us, safety audit in this expressway has been built in at the design stage itself. So in a way, the expressway is safer than maybe the or the Yamuna Expressway. The expressway is built more cost effectively, of nearly 1,100 crores, and the expressway has been built in record time. So it's a kind of a model on how long infrastructure project. 296 kilometers is a very, very long expressway, and going through the region it does. And also, it is also going to the backbone for the defense corridor, which the Union Defense Minister Rajnath Singh had announced a couple of years back, that two defense corridors will come up in the country, one in UP and the other in Tamil Nadu. So two of the nodes of this defense corridor in Jhansi and Banda fall on the Bundelkhand Expressway. So all the defense industries which come up in the defense corridor will be using this expressway to bring their goods to Delhi, to take the raw material from Delhi to the defense corridor. So in a way, the opportunities for jobs also open up in this area, which I think is going to be a major significant factor as we see going ahead this project when it rolls out, and it has long-term socio-economic impact on the region. Maybe in the next 3 to 4 years, we will see that happening in the region, Shilpa.
Well, yes, absolutely. A socio-economic impact and also a great boost to the industry of UP. Pranshu, you've been covering UP extensively over the years, and CM Yogi Adityanath has said in the first 70 years of independence, not even 2 expressways have been done. And now we're doing 13. Already 6 are complete, and work is on in about 7 of them, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think were the impediments for the earlier governments to have not implemented this in the state, considering this is being done at record speed currently?
Yes, Shilpa, see, the expressways also have been the bone of political contention. So if you talk to the BJP or listen to the BJP's viewpoint, their emphasis is that UP has been always neglected till 2017, where it was mostly governed by the opposition parties, and it has been put on the fast track of growth and development ever since BJP came to power. And remember, the double engine growth phenomena, which I earlier also mentioned, has been one talking point for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Prime Minister has continuously emphasized it. But the fact remains that, we have seen the expressway politics or the expressways rollout over the past period of 1 decade. So that's, as I said earlier, that in Mayawati's government during the period of 2007 to 2012, it was the Yamuna Expressway that was the idea was conceived and it was, executed. We have seen a lot of protests happening at that point in time, and it was clearly not a well thought of project in terms that, it has caused in a lot of violent protests. But Akhilesh's regime, we have seen the execution of the Lucknow-Agra Expressway, and again it was mired by controversies. Allegation was that, it has not been built up to the mark. It has been deliberately chosen to pass on to certain districts, which are the strongholds of the Samajwadi Party. So all these allegations kept on coming up. Even during the Purvanchal Expressways project, the entire expressways was executed and built mostly during the Yogi's government. But even then, Akhilesh Yadav kept on saying that, it is our idea about which BJP is boosting and claiming. And therefore, I continuously say that Bundelkhand Expressway is probably the first expressway about which no other political party can claim credit apart from Bharatiya Janata Party, because it was entirely executed, planned out during BJP's government post-2017, and it has now been operational in the Yogi government's regime. Same will go in for the Ganga Expressway. The foundation stone was laid during Yogi's government, and most likely the execution will also be done over the next couple of years during the BJP's government. So the point is that expressways have been the agenda of political controversies, but I think from here on, from the inauguration of Bundelkhand Expressway, all those efforts by the opposition to take claim in the expressway growth story, I think all those claims will fall short, and BJP from here on will clearly say that, we as the political party have put forth UP on the fast track growth of development through the network of expressways, which will totally roll out, as Aman was saying, around 3,200 kilometers of expressway roads over the period of next couple of years.
Thank you, Pranshu, for all those details, and I want to thank Aman as well. Thank you to the two of you. Today you're covering the expressway, so they say my way or the highway, but today your way is the highway. Moving on from that terrible